If there's a woman that you really dislike right now, that you hate, that makes you feel really frustrated in your body, I want you to ask yourself, is this resentment or is this respect? Do you respect this woman a lot? And do you want to feel the same respect for yourself? Do you want a bit of what she's got? We can learn from the women that we're jealous of. I think it's really easy to judge other people and spend a lot of time thinking about other people and talking about other people when you have no sense of self, no opinions, no identity, nothing that you want to express or talk about, or no passions that you want to deepen. You know, these days my friendships are based on our mutual love for nature and feminism and mental health and being creative. But in the past, my friendships were based on not liking other people, dating boys, going clubbing. That's what we kind of spoke about. It was all about other people. It wasn't about sharing myself with people. Hello, beautiful people. My name's Alessia, for those of you who are new. Today, I want to focus on jealousy, on competitiveness, on hating other women. I'm going to talk about internalized misogyny, which is the root of our jealousy, of our competitiveness as women, of our mistrust of other women. So we've been socialized in this patriarchal world to hate women. Men have been socialized to hate women. Women have been socialized to hate women. So therefore we end up hating ourselves. Therefore we end up hating other women and not wanting the best for other women and putting other women down. This is something that I certainly did for a period of my life. I did want other women to not do as well as me. I saw their failure as a kind of positive for me. I thought it made me look good. And now I'm in this completely different position. I realize that seeing other women succeed, feel happy, be mentally well, thrive in their careers, make money, that makes me feel safe in this world. That gives me hope. We need role models in this world. Cis, white, gendered, able-bodied men have so many role models. When we think of success, we tend to think of a white man because they're the poster people for success. Obviously, things are now shifting slowly, but we've absorbed all this messaging growing up that women can't be successful. So we've kind of got that in our heads. So it's really easy to assume as a woman that there's not enough space for all of us to be successful. It's so easy to think, oh, if she's gonna be this beauty influencer and be really successful, then I can't do the same because she's taken up that one remaining space. And I really get that perspective and I really feel for that perspective because it's coming from that place of lack, that place of insecurity, that place of, oh my God, I'm just not enough. We might take out some of that frustration out on other women. If a woman shows up confidently, maybe she emulates some of the attributes that you want to embody, that you want to feel. I really get why you might look at her and think, I don't want her to have that. Her doing that is making me look bad. Now, shifting from this place of jealousy and resentment and competitiveness can be really difficult because you can get stuck in this cycle of being nasty to other women if you're in a group, in a friendship group of people who encourage that. I've certainly had friends in the past that have encouraged me to speak not so nice about other women, that have encouraged me to point out other women's flaws. I remember an old friend of mine once putting on a YouTube video. It was this female creator who was just doing her thing. She wasn't doing anything wrong, but she put on the YouTube video to take the mickey out of her and to point out everything wrong with her content. And I remember sitting there hearing these words, these criticisms come out of my friend's mouth. And I remember thinking, this isn't making me feel good. I'm not finding this funny. This is making my heart sink. This is scaring me because this makes me think, when I'm posting my videos, are you judging me too? Recently, I've been watching this girl called Maddie Webb on Instagram. She's so well spoken. She's so infectious to watch. Like the way she speaks is so vibrant and exciting and she's so charismatic. So I really recommend you checking her out. I think she's got a YouTube channel as well. She's been speaking about how she's now got her own chef and she's living in this beautiful apartment in New York. And I can't help but get excited by seeing the life that she's living, because she shows me that that is possible. Our minds need examples, they need visuals, they need hope to propel us to think that we can achieve things. If we see women succeeding, doing the things that we want to do, it literally teaches us that we can do it too. It teaches our subconscious that that is possible. So please, please tell yourself that one woman's success does not take away your own. In fact, it teaches your mind that you can get there too. Now, another dynamic that I really want to talk about is when women are with their partners and another girl, and there's that tension of, oh, that other girl better not show up brightly and shine and look beautiful in front of my boyfriend. Otherwise, she's going to make me feel really insecure, make me look bad, and maybe my partner will see that he can do better. If you're worried that your partner is going to fancy another woman and possibly leave you, you need to have a conversation with your partner about the trust in the relationship. I think you need to suss out whether they're the right person for you. I don't think it's the woman's fault for shining brightly. It's not for women to be taking this on. If a man isn't making you feel reassured in your relationship, that is for him to solve, and that is for you two to discuss, and that is for you to communicate with him. I really, really get the feelings of panic and maybe a bit of jealousy and a bit of fear if you're seeing your beautiful friend chat with your boyfriend. I totally get that. I think those feelings are normal. I think jealousy is normal. I know jealousy is normal. But you don't need to act on that jealousy. I think it's so easy to blame women first, rather than to look inside yourself and see how you're feeling, or look at the men and hold them accountable. I know there's the saying, boys will be boys. We need to get rid of that and bin that, because boys will be held accountable for their actions. And it's so important that we question ourselves when we go to blame women, when we do that in kind of aeroplane mode. It's so easy when we're in that moment when we're feeling less than, and we're not feeling lovable, and we're not feeling attractive, to blame other women and to want to see other women not look good. Whenever I get moments where I feel a bit insecure and I'm comparing myself, I remind myself of my unique value, and I remind myself that just because somebody else is showing up and looking beautiful or being a beautiful person does not mean that I'm not a beautiful person too. And if your partner is going to be so tempted by every beautiful person that comes across them, then they're not that secure, safe person for you. I think, again, it all strips back to self-worth again. If you know your worth, other people's radiance will not scare you. It will be something you want to embrace. So if there's a woman that you really dislike right now, that you hate, that makes you feel really frustrated in your body, I want you to ask yourself, is this resentment or is this respect? Do you respect this woman a lot? And do you want to feel the same respect for yourself? Do you want a bit of what she's got? We can learn from the women that we're jealous of, that we are competitive with. We can go, actually, I don't need to tell her to stop. I don't need to be nasty towards her. I don't need to block her out. I don't need to trash talk her to the men around me, to my partner. All I need to do is go, what is it that's bothering me about her? Write it down, say it out loud. The fact that she posts videos and speaks her opinion, actually, I want to do that. Now you've got a goal. Now you've got something that you can do proactively in a positive way to move forward and use the jealousy for good. Jealousy helps us figure out what we want from life, what we want that other people already have. It's a useful thing if we use it wisely. This predicament where people are like, are you a jealous person? I don't think we need to get worried about that. Everyone experiences jealousy. Even the most wise people experience jealousy. Even the people in the most comfortable, secure relationships experience jealousy. So please don't worry and say, oh, I'm just this really jealous person. It's my whole personality and I'm just not going to be able to stop that. It's just me. That's not true. It's not. You can teach yourself to use jealousy for better, for good, to learn about yourself and what you want. And the more you do that, the less the jealousy will consume you and become you. Jealousy becomes your personality when you lean into it, when you let it bring out the worst in you, when you start pointing fingers at other women saying, oh, she's dresses like a weirdo. Oh, why is she posting that? Why is she doing that? I can't believe she said that. That's when jealousy becomes your personality. That's when you become somebody who's just a jealous person. It doesn't need to be your personality. I really want you to know that I'm not telling you off here or judging you or saying, God, why aren't you just like me? Because I was the jealous person. I still get those feelings of jealousy. I just deal with them differently now. I'm not shaming you as women for feeling that urge to compete and to judge other women. And I'm not telling you off for feeling insecure. If anything, I'm just saying, I get it. In fact, we all get it. And that's part of the reason why we need to come together and listen to each other and be kind to each other. Because we all experience the same things, and it's because of the world that we live in. It's because of the structure of the society that we're in. A patriarchal society where we're literally taught from such a young age to not like ourselves as women, to not like other women, to not like our bodies, to not like our appearances, to try and perfect them constantly. We're taught to attract men and be beautiful for men like an object. We're taught that we need their approval in order to be enough. We're taught to strive to be the perfect woman, the woman that he's going to call wifey. And you have to butt other women out the way to get there. It's all within our socialization. It's not your personality. You're not really, really jealous. You're not the problem. It's the society that we live in. And yes, when you become an adult, you kind of are the problem because you can unlearn the things that you've been taught. But hey, it takes time. It really takes time to jump out of old habits and jump into a new way of existing and treating people. And I promise you, by the way, moving this way, choosing to continue complimenting the women around you, even if they make you feel insecure, choosing to be kind, choosing to let women shine brightly, it will benefit you. It will make you feel better. I know we can feed off the toxicity, we can feed off the judgments and the negativity, and sometimes we love to hate people. But I feel like that's a bit of a paradoxical statement because you can't feel two things at once. You can't feel love and hate at the same time. You've got to choose. Are you going to love women or are you going to hate them? If you choose to hate them, that becomes your world. That becomes the script in your head. Oh, look at her in that skirt, it's way too short. Oh, look at her nose, it's so ugly. That criticism that you're vocalizing and saying behind people's backs will end up being stuff that hurts you too, because your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what you're saying about other people and what you're saying about yourself. It just hears that dialogue. So when you're criticizing other people, it hurts you. You become a negative person because you choose to actively say these negative things. I really get, by the way, opening up to somebody, a friend, a partner, a family member, about somebody who makes you feel insecure. Talk about the jealousy. That is beautiful. I'm not telling you to just pretend you don't feel jealous. Not at all. Talk about it. Say, I feel like this. It makes me feel insecure. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel invisible. It's good to do that with the people you trust. But don't just project. Don't go behind someone's back and start whispering negative things about them. When I was younger, I certainly bonded with other women, by criticizing the women around us, by criticizing the women in our friendship groups. It was just something that we kind of just did. I don't want to say naturally, because again, I think it's taught. We're taught to be nasty to other girls. As young women, we are taught to bond over our mutual hatred for other girls, hence why we're all obsessed with films that focus on the nasty popular girl. And everyone kind of gets close to the popular girl if they're nasty about everyone, if they can be really negative and really judgmental. I even remember that in my school, the person that could quite happily roll off these really negative, nasty comments was the cool person. They were the most popular person. They were confident. I don't think that's confident, I just think that's nasty. Being confidently nasty isn't a positive thing. Being confidently kind, confidently yourself, that's something to celebrate. And that's something that my friendships now really allow me to do. And in my friendships now, we do not talk behind each other's back, and we do not tear down other women, and we don't enjoy laughing at other women's failures. But that is certainly something that I was exposed to and that I joined in with when I was younger, because you know no better. But as adults, we do know better, and you certainly do, because you're watching this video, and I have faith that you kind of already know everything I'm saying. Sometimes it's just nice to hear someone talk about this stuff, because it can sometimes feel like other people are really not on our wavelength with this. I every now and then get reminded that there are women navigating this world with internalized misogyny, not being very nice. And that's scary and it's disheartening. If you need to be nasty about other women to feel connected to someone, to feel connected to your friend, that is not a real friendship. That is not a friendship based on mutual love for each other, mutual respect. That is a friendship based on hatred. That is not a friendship that is going to make you a better person, that's going to challenge you, that's going to make you feel like you can grow into the best version of yourself. You will not be growing into the best version of yourself if you're entertaining friends that just want to talk nasty about everyone. If you're being nasty about other girls doing all these things constantly, you're going to put yourself into this little box where you cannot step a toe out of line without feeling insecure, because you're just hearing all these negative judgments that you have spewed out with other women. I know it can be really hard to establish genuine friendships. I do realise that it can feel really, really scary to be yourself with people. And sometimes talking nasty about others gives you that escape. And it allows you to still connect with people, but not really show your real self. Maybe you're uncomfortable with your real self. I started forming genuine friendships where I was myself when I felt brave enough to be myself. This is going to sound really simplistic, but the key to this, to culling that jealous behaviour and that connection to people that isn't so nice, that's quite toxic, is to learn about yourself and to forge more of your own identity. I think it's really easy to judge other people and spend a lot of time thinking about other people and talking about other people when you have no sense of self, no opinions, no identity, nothing that you want to express or talk about, or no passions that you want to deepen. I'm now at this point where I've got a lot of things that I want to do and a lot of things that I want to change in the world, and lots of things that I'm really passionate about, and me and my friends talk about those things together. That's what our friendship is based on. You know, these days my friendships are based on our mutual love for nature and feminism and mental health and talking about our childhoods and laughing at really random things and being creative. But in the past, my friendships were based on not liking other people, dating boys, going clubbing. That's what we kind of spoke about. It was all about other people. It wasn't about sharing myself with people. I believe when you love or you like or you empathize with yourself as a woman, you're able to love and empathize and like other women too. But if you hate, despise, judge yourself as a woman, you do the same to other women. Our general feelings towards other women are reflections of our feelings towards ourselves. We're like mirrors to each other. So next time you get a really nasty thought about another woman, ponder what that says about you. I'm gonna wrap this video up now and just say thank you so much for listening to me, and please share your thoughts with me and know that There's no judgment here. This is just a space where we talk about things that are quite uncomfortable. So if you felt uncomfortable watching, yeah, I get that. I felt a little uncomfortable at points talking about it, but also excited. There is joy from having uncomfortable conversations and liberation, and it feels very freeing to talk about these things. So if you enjoy watching me talk about these things, start talking about these things with your friends. You can have these conversations with other people. It feels so good, trust me. That's what me and my friends do all the time. Please subscribe and like the video and hit the bell notification to be notified when I post. And I have a program that is designed specifically for women. Within that program, we do Zoom calls. I send you weekly resources. The general gist is to help you decenter men, value yourself more. We talk a lot about experiences that you encountered growing up that were quite influential on your sense of self. Generally, my motivation with this program and with my YouTube channel is to make women feel like they are beautiful and that they are enough and that they're capable. So many women do not believe in themselves, do not see how stunning they are inside and out, do not see how amazing some of their creative ideas are. And I am so ready to just show them. So yeah, if you want to connect with me, my email's in the description box. Pop me an email.